I'm getting cabin fever, living here. I want something but
yeah, let's get some, see what. If you've ever read Henry David Thoreau's Walden, you probably, like me, have this Jones to like live in nature. Well, I'm out here in the hills of Tennessee, and I am in nature, in a house that was built by the guy that you're going to see interviewed next. So here we are at the home of Island Mountain Pat. It's a home he built himself on a mountain in Tennessee with his bare hands, designed it. I guess you got a little help, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a little help, hired an experienced contractor, and he kind of did all the heavy lifting, but I was there by his side the whole time.
Yeah. He's growing his own vegetables right outside this window. He catches fish a quarter mile from here at Center Hill Lake, and occasionally shoots a deer. What do you do for meat?
Well, I don't eat that much meat, but occasionally I've been known to put my heavy coat on in the winter and look at here, and shoot it and shoot a deer.
This is I would love for you to get more meat for your dinner tonight. If you'd like to shoot this moron dog.
Yeah, I've been known to step out actually in my underpants, no less, when I'd see a deer right outside the window, and I'd go out there with my my handy dandy firearm and got myself a deer and some meat.
And that's incredible. And you know how to skin it and everything else.
Yeah. Cowboy.
I mean, this is like the dream that every middle-aged man has, like me. I think, wow, what if I were to live in my cabin that I built and grow my own food, catch my own game, and sit out here and write songs? And that's what you do, huh?
Pretty much sums it up.
So you've been writing songs out here for a long time. How long have you been doing this?
I started writing at about 18 years old, so that puts that at about getting close to 30 years of writing songs.
Yeah. And you probably have 200-300 songs by now out here?
I've got about 300 songs, between 300 and 400. I don't really know for sure, but somewhere around in there.
And so every once in a while, you get a batch of them together and you make a record.
I'm working on, I think, my 8th one now. I just finished one.
8th album. And so, do you record them here, or what do? You go to Nashville?
Well, all the demo stuff and my YouTube videos and stuff, I record right here on my MacBook Pro. But in order to go to record level, I go into Nashville and hook up with the super pros that like yourself.
Well, I was lucky enough to play some percussion on the last record. I mean, isn't it nice? You get to be out here in the wilderness, like a cowboy, but about 60 miles away, 75 miles away, you have the greatest musicians in the world, all the heavyweight guitarists and producers, and so you get to take advantage of both of those. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's exactly how that works. Yeah.
So what's it like? You wake up in the morning. You wake up in the morning. It's beautiful. The sun's coming over the trees. Pick up your guitar and get to work.
Well, sometimes I don't just do this every day. But when the fever strikes, I try to turn on my recorder and capture what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. If I'm playing the guitar, noodling around or something, I say, this is interesting. I think I better hit the record button.
And you're able to draw off this life you have here for a wealth of song ideas. I know this new record has a lot of kind of a boat beach theme, right?
Yeah.
Do you spend a lot of time up on Center Hill Lake?
I've been lately going to Dale Hollow Lake, which is on the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. It's a great lake. It's very pristine. Few people around there. The water's super clean. But, of course, Center Hill Lake is right over that hill, and I do sell houseboats over there, and I walk over there, and I do a lot of swimming in Center Hill Lake for exercise.
And you do a lot of fishing in the rivers around here, probably?
I do. The Caney Fork is just a mile down the road here, and it's one of the best trout fishing streams in Tennessee, so I go down there quite a bit and catch some trout for dinner.
The reason I mention the water is because I know you as Mountain Pat, but you slowly morphed into Island Mountain Pat.
Yes.
So there must be some kind of water connection, right?
Well, it's interesting that you brought up Mountain Pat, because I think you gave me that name sitting right out here on this front porch.
I think so.
Once upon a time, you were kind of impressed with the life, and you said Mountain Pat instead of just Pat, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of clever, that's cute, and I thought that kind of fit. So I thought Island Mountain Pat, and that kind of captured my interest, and I ran with it.
There are mountains on islands. It works perfectly. That's how Hawaii was born, from volcanoes. They still have them. So I think that fits perfectly. So
Yeah.
you got into this beach theme, and
Yeah.
it reminds me somewhat of Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, he's a guy that has kind of latched on to this ideal that we all dream about, just getting drunk in the sand and no cares and no worries. It's amazing. You do that, only instead of being a millionaire, it's important to know that you can do it just being a regular guy. You kind of live this, man. You're carefree, just hanging out, no problems, no worries.
Well, I do try to keep it pretty simple, and my latest album is along those lines. Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown, Jack Johnson, Jason Mraz, kind of right in that zone there.
So you do, what is your stuff is like you say island music. It's kind of country, folk, rock. I mean, unfortunately we kind of have to pigeonhole and define our styles, What do you say to people that ask you what kind of music you play?
Yeah. Well, that's a tough question, and it's probably worked against me. I mean, a lot of people carve out a niche musically, and like they're a rock and roll star, or a rock and roll drummer in your case, or they're a jazz or they're a bluegrass artist. I don't go in any one category exclusively. I'm all over the place. Whatever comes through. I've got my first album was traditional country music. And then I came here and did a second album, which was more country, and then an alternative pop album, and then a Latin jazz, kind of tropical. And this latest album is pretty heavy on the kind of easy listening Jimmy Buffett nautical tropical vibe.
So tell me, what are you listening to now?
Oh, well, right now I'm just...
I know you have a new crush. Let's hear about that.
I have a new crush. Casey Musgraves just called me, and she said she wants to go out on a date with me.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
That's a fantasy.
Yeah.
No, well, I
great
love
voice, great writing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I love music.
Yeah.
All kinds.
Yeah.
All colors.
One of the things I love about coming up here to the holler, we're in a little tiny holler in the middle of the Tennessee mountains, or the foothills, I guess. One of the things I love is we get people coming out and just bringing guitars and playing music at night around a campfire. Who are some of the people that we've met? Pooh Bah comes out here.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Yeah, Pooh Bah's probably one of the biggest country stars. Yeah, and
so he comes out here and plays. What's his deal? Where do
Well,
he's great. He sings amazing, great songs.
big old deep voice, and
Mhm.
he's been around here a long time. I think he was born and raised in Tennessee, and spent most of his life in Nashville, running around with Willie and Johnny Cash, and becoming a songwriter, hanging out with John Prine and everything. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see him tonight in Nashville.
Huh.
I'm going to support a benefit he's playing at that, and then another young buck who's his name is Brian Wire, great talented singer-songwriter. There's just so many, but primarily those two I run around with out here. And Donnie Barthélemy, he's new to the area, but a great soulmate and a great singer-songwriter as well. He's been playing music his whole life too. Sponsored by Budweiser at one time and played open for Willie, I know he sat on Willie's bus and opened for Merle and lots of people. So yeah.
So here it is. We're about to go into a new year. What's going to happen for you in 2014?
Well, you said I have all these songs, and I do, and a lot of them are on YouTube. I probably have more songs on YouTube as a singer-songwriter in Nashville than well, most people. There might be a few people out there with more online. I just kind of got an early start, I guess. But I've already looked at the songs that I haven't recorded. I've worked with them a little bit to put them in a lineup so you can just constantly listen to one right after the next. And I'm just going to give that a little time, and I think I might work on another record in 2014, but I'm going to continue to really start pushing the Boats, Beaches, and Babes album in 2014 in the spring to get ready for summer. And we'll just see what happens. There's some great songs on that album, and I'm really, really excited about it and proud of it. And I think it's going to be around for a long, long time. I've been writing a lot in the last couple of years.
Are you going to do any live stuff next year?
It's possible. I do want to travel, and I do want to tour. I don't know if it's in the cards for me or not, but I'd sure like to go around the world and play music. You know, maybe restaurants or yacht clubs, marinas, things like that, where I can just kind of, you know, sit there by the water and play my music and share my CDs and have a little party, and for all the people that have their boats in the water around the world, and just kind of move on, sail on right after the show and go to the next one.
Great. Well, I'm sitting here with Island Mountain Pat, an authentic piece of Americana. What's your website?
It's islandmountainpat.com or patrileys.com.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Check it out, folks. It's a real deal.
I can taste a pina colada right about now. If we were on a beach somehow, hanging loose on island time, just put your hand in mine. Baby, won't you come with me?